Reached another portal and gateway today. Today is the Lions Gate portal, the climax of it, July 26th around August 12th. But on the 8/8, August 8th, the 8th month, great numerology. Today is ultimate potency. So I thought I'd take a moment to talk to you all and touch base. This is the Quantum Cafe and Interstellar Lounge with your host here, the Cosmic Messenger, and we go through everything under the gamut of interstellar, multidimensional, metaphysical modalities and what it means to be going through this great awakening and ascension process, from Lightbody to fractals and everything mixing and through all the dimensionary output. So, it's been quite a long time. Hope you're all doing well out there. It's been a while since I've done another crystal video. I did one on Super 7 crystals, one of my first ones, and it's been a while, so I thought I would do another one, picking all crystals are equal and super potent, but I'm going to pick some of the highest vibrational ones periodically, scattered throughout the video so that we can come and have a chat with you too. This Lionsgate portal though, whoa! Definitely plasmatic effects. Everything today feels like it's melting and moving. It is just strong, potent mega energies. Hope you're all doing well out there, because this is also a day where a lot of patterns can come out too, and interstellar communications, which brings me to Merlinite. That's the one we're going to focus on today. So I don't know if anybody's encountered this awesome gem before, but this is Merlinite. It's usually cased in kind of excuse me, it's usually encased, this is a polished version of it, in kind of like a creamy white, and then there'll be like black nerve endings and sometimes a little bit of oxidization, which is the brown color as well too. This is a powerful tool that I use especially on days like today, because it brings the interstellar down into form. So the trusted crystal Bible, as I'm going to use. Love it. I'm going to read through it, and then we'll talk a little bit as we're going and kind of elaborate on what's being said. Crystals are amazingly potent, just even putting them in your field, which means even just having them in your home, being attracted to them and bringing them in just by using your intuition, or which you would say just, oh, I just selected that one. Well, you picked the right one anyways. There's no way around it. But if you're holding them in your hand and really feeling the vibrations and asking them to be cleared and then activated, you can unlock all sorts of wild metaphysical modalities for healing purposes and also for interstellar communications. It's absolutely wild. So if you add up all the stones of Gaia together, and that's just one planet, right, out of endless. It's practically infinite at this point in the multiverse, but we'll say of hundreds of trillions to the power of 9, right? There is more than enough here to encapsulate the entire human experience. So let's start with Merlinite. So the colors are generally black and white, and its appearance, like I was saying, is a tendril-like two-color opaque or translucent stone that may have an opalescent sheen. So the source for this one is New Mexico. And this one arrived to me after I was getting a lot of like, I did my Reiki level 3, and then all of a sudden there was a period of time there, 3rd degree of Reiki, where it just kind of opened up, and ascended masters, angelic realms, the elementals, all of this was just like coming to me. And then Merlinite comes and I read about it. Poof, everything skyrocketed from that point. So let's begin now. So attributes for Merlinite. Merlinite brings magic and luck into your life. This dendritic stone holds the wisdoms of shamans, alchemists, magician priests, accessing the multi-dimensions, and is a useful companion between the worlds journeying. So say you're doing some astral traveling, or communicating with some of the etheric realms, or creating with light, and you're using it from a meditative perspective. Maybe you're at a sound healing, or you're just tuned into a zone in nature, whatever the case may be, when you're using it to have your visualizations, travel further, activating your galactic cord, this stone will aid in that experience, meaning for smoother transitions, higher activations, and the ability to bring yourself back down and ground after the experience, especially when you're new to it. It can be really intense for people sometimes. It's magical and beautiful, but the information and the stuff that comes from it can be quite telling to your own ascension process. Merlinite supports shamanic practices or sacred wisdom practices for people that are deeply connected to downloads and channeling too, or magical ritual, ever-changing. It's like ceremonies with ever-changing rituals, or rituals with ever-changing ceremonies, offering glimpses of the past or future where this is appropriate, and bringing about a successful conclusion to spiritual endeavors. So whatever your mission is, you're locating a pattern, you're doing a past, present, and future, it's all happening in the now, and you access one of those timelines and you're doing some healing. Do you want to keep healing it forever? Or do you want to get to a place where you can actually go, bam, it's done? It may not be as fast as you like all the time. Some are quick, some take long. Spirit, your higher self, they know best. So good to consult your spirit guides too. 3, hey? Whoa, there's 4. Prime Creator, the multiverse, the cosmic internet. They have they see time from a different vantage point. Time and space goes out the door. It's not that you can't use it to locate a specific point that you want to arrive at, but as soon as you conclude that adventure, then you can move on to others. Because we are healing so much in our DNA right now, our blood and in our bones and the cellular activity. And each time we successfully conclude those adventures, then we move on to new beginnings, or other stuff pops up. Super fascinating. So this stone is a combination of quartz and silomelane, which may be opalized and shows flashes of incandescent fire. That's awesome. This stone is attuned to the elements of earth, air, fire, and water, all fused, the circle of life, right? The mandala, the medicine wheel, bringing all those elements into play. And as long as we're going to have an avatar biosuit of this human body, it is the alchemic fusion of all of that. Astrology, they use that as it goes around the wheel, right? Fire, earth, air, and water. It's built into the very fabric of who we are, especially on Gaia, which is a storehouse for the elemental kingdoms and minerals and all that stuff. It's beautiful. It is Merliniter, buddy here, keep going, is the perfect center. It is perfect for the center of the crystal medicine wheel. So if you're making a medicine wheel of crystals, a grid work, channeling that for a very specific healing of, a harmonious healing of dis-ease, discomfort, distortions, you put this right in the center and it will amplify the experience to symbolize the unity of elements in the world, and we are all consciously connected. Spiritually, it is a stone of equilibrium, a full state of balance. Libra, the balance within you on all fronts, mixed together with all the qualities that life has to offer. This puts it all into perspective. Dun, dun, dun. Spiritually, it is a stone of equilibrium. Merlinite's dual coloring brings harmony, balance, and complementaries, such as yin and yang, so Chinese medicine, right? And conscious and unconscious, so doing the activities where you're totally focused and you know that you're doing them. The unconscious stuff, which is way more of a database than the subconscious is underneath it. That's like the storehouse of everything that basically your human experience, individual and collective, have manifested together. So it brings together intellect and intuition. So like your third eye, taking the right and left hemispheres of the mind, and masculine and feminine energies. So bridging the two together, because no matter what body we have, we're all integrating both of those properties, and they come useful on both occasions. It is the perfect stone for bringing together the divine, feminine, and masculine, so that's the upgrade of when you've worked through those processes on yourself. Goddess and God, right? The male and the female on both sides. and then blending spiritual and earthly vibrations. So you're bringing them in, right? And then the earth plane is lower. You actually have a chakra that's underneath your feet as well too in the Hara line. That's a 5th dimensional chakra system. I like to use all of them. Everybody has their preference. I feel like they're all coming together and they create a whole system when you use them all. So if you're blending spiritual and earthly vibrations, because if you can't channel the energy and ground them through your feet, sometimes you'll vibrate too high and you can kind of almost like set your circuits off. I definitely have to work on that, being an Aries, and it's really activated for me, so I get all almost like hyper and into it, right? But it's like slow down and take some moments as well too. So you blend those earthly vibrations and grounding them into the body or into the environment around you. Be it a tree is a great way of grounding as well too, where you actually have to take your shoes off and get your feet to fully connect to the ground. Because if you have the rubber in between you, you still gather some of those vibrations, but it's not the same as going skin to skin contact on the earth. So when children are playing around in the soil, you get a lot of information, a lot of good bacterial, and a lot of connection to the earth plane through that. In the psychological realm, Merlinite is a powerful energy cleanser, so it assists for your harmonic balance, and it reprograms ingrained patterns of behavior in the mental and emotional etheric blueprints. So that's dealing with more like in the 6th, 7th, and 8th dimensions. Those are more of the etheric realms: light, sound, vibration, contact with other galaxies, multiverse, stuff like that. And a lot of our mental and emotional patterns are the very fabric that then cause the physical dis-ease. So it's good to locate those first and then take a step back and see how it plays into the effect of what you're dealing with, especially on the emotional front. Because things start out in your auric field and slowly come in, the physical being the last to manifest out of them all. So it will bring about a profound change. But are you willing to go look as well? It assists in coming in terms with negative experiences, turning them into positive learning. So there is no right or wrong, good or bad. You just take the experience. We'll call it negative for ease of factor of the video. And you use those as the catalyst for the change. So working with Merlinite, you can program it and ask it to go into those worlds. But you got to take a moment to cleanse it first, and then ask for the programming to be there, and then you set it for a length of time. Don't be afraid. Pick a day, a week, a month, then you set it and you forget it, and you watch it do its magic. Things will pop up all around you, but are you going to perform the action when it comes to you? It may not be as fast as you like, but sometimes it's like a lightning bolt, so be prepared for it. Because it works fast, hence why I'm bringing it to you today. Coming to terms with negative experience. So highly effective for karmic healing. Everything we do in the earth plane in 3D perspective, for which we're moving to a 5th dimensional experience, is definitely has a lot to do with karma. So the polarities of everything, every action has a reaction, and that's very much true. But if you want to locate some specific areas so that you can minimize the amount that's happening around with you in the negative field or distortions that you no longer want, just carry it around you, even put it in your pocket, right? Some people like to find it as a medallion, and then everywhere you go, you'll find these messages popping up, because your body is a message machine and life is a mirror in front of you. So karmic healing can also be the future, past, close future, the now, time warping, all that stuff. Merlinite reaches into the past to read the Akashic records. So it's the library of everything you've done. So there's a cosmic internet, which is like basically off the computer, and then we dial in, ask questions, do research, update it. And then the Akashic records is the library of everything that's happened for yourself, humans, Earth, multi-Earth, the solar system, galaxies, etc., etc. And it assists in reframing our beliefs and vows that are creating blockages today. Stuff that has a wall up. You don't have to go in and smash it. I mean, a few of you can if you want to. I tend to do that sometimes, but it's nice to maybe go to the wall, walk up, look over top, come back down. or you can walk up and slowly chip away at it. And then each time you go, the crack gets bigger and bigger. Because some of our beliefs definitely hold on to some of the density that we might want to let go of. And everything's changeable and moldable. So every solar year that passes, it's very good to re-practice the idea that we can mold and change our beliefs and just make them ever-changing wisdom. Physically, Merlinite promotes the circulation of energy, so the chi, the ka, the life force, the Reiki, through the body. Because if things get stagnant, then that's where we get a lot more physical dis-ease, stress, anxiety, holes in the auric field, nervous system, imbalances in different hormonal productions. All sorts of stuff can pop up, even just for general blood flow as well too. And then your happiness level goes through the roof. And it brings oxygen around the body too. When you're out in nature, you're stuck inside all day under fluorescent lights. There's a big difference, right? It's an energy-saving stone that slows processes down or stimulates as appropriate. Wow. So basically, if something needs to be activated and stimulated, or if you had the opposite, it's too active, it'll find that the harmony within the two, it'll bring it into a dynamic whole. That's incredible. So its dendritic tendrils resonate with the nerve fibers, as we were talking earlier, increasing energy flow along the spine and through the brain. And those are a lot of the centers that we communicate with when we're having this influx of energies. Like the last 50 years have just been ramped up. But we'll say since 2012, it just hit a whole new spike, right? And every solar year, it becomes more strong. That's this photonic band that our solar system is flying through right now in the age of Aquarius. So when it comes into your body and makes first contact, after it passes through your auric field, which does have its own kind of astral etheric nerve endings, but in the physical form, it'll hit those first. And the stronger your nervous system, the more you can bring that in. And it could be assistance in harmonizing the nervous system to an influx of higher vibrations. There we go. So for healing, it recommends that it supports the respiratory, nervous, and circulatory systems, the intestines, which is an interesting one, maybe how you're digesting your emotions and how you're processing them through your body, because a lot of it gets lodged into the gut and the organ region, and the heart, which makes sense as well too, because this is a heart-centered experience. And position, you can place it anywhere on the body or where is appropriate, as we were saying, and you can do some grid work as well too. So how's that for one crystal? And that's just one of, I don't even know how many they have now, but there's 3 crystal Bibles and many other books. So there's got to be at least a couple thousand found already. So I'm going to get going, and y'all have a fantastic day out there. Stay cosmic and enjoy the Lionsgate portal, and I'll be back with you soon. Take care.